Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talk About Houses. I'm Todd.
I'm Juana.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about this article that came out from Redfin. These are the top 10 cities in the U.S. that people want to move and the top 10 cities they want to leave.
Okay, so I have to say, this article got texted to me this morning by like 3 people before 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so she sent it to me, and then some other people sent it to me, and then I was like, okay, this is kind of a big deal. So this is what we want you to do. Before we, really quick, we want you to put some guesses in where you live and if you think people want to leave, or where you live if people want to go, or where you would go if you could go anywhere. Like, where would you leave? Like, would you leave Des Moines to go to San Diego or whatever, right?
Okay, and
not saying there's anything wrong with Des Moines, but you know. And
telling us that you want to leave Des Moines and go to Mars doesn't quite count. Let's pick somewhere in the U.S., guys.
Okay, so Juana, how does Redfin know?
They have Karnak the Magnificent's hat.
Karnak the Magnificent. That was, you probably don't remember, that was from Johnny Carson, right? Okay, how do they know?
So they know because people do their lovely online searches. So Redfin said, hey, look, somebody who looked for a home in a city outside of their own city 10 times within 3 months, they count as people that are looking to move to that city. And
it's a net number. So right. if a bunch of people are looking to go to Des Moines, but then even more people looking to leave, they netted out the numbers. Right. These are the net numbers. Okay, so now that you've had time to put in the comments some of your choices of where you want to go or whatever, these are the top 10 places people want to go. Number 1, Las Vegas.
Woohoo!
5,700 net people searched. Phoenix, Tampa. All. What's interesting is if you go down the list: Orlando, Sacramento, Florida, Dallas, Miami, Houston. Okay, Dallas. So you got Texas, a lot of Florida, Vegas, Phoenix, and then Sacramento is probably San Francisco.
Right. So, what's obviously dominant here is the Sun Belt, right? I mean, that's what they all have in common with,
except for Sacramento.
With Sacramento being the outlier, yes. Yeah,
they're all the Sun Belt, so they're warm weather. The other thing is these are in states with low taxes. They're not. You can, Texas, even Arizona, Nevada, very easy to start a business. And these are all growing cities too.
Right. So Nevada is actually the number 1 place in the nation to start a business.
It's number 1.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's great. Okay, now, this is the top 10 places people want to leave. San Francisco, now we know San Francisco because they lost like 50,000 people one year.
Right, so San Francisco has a lot of...
drama.
A lot of drama. They have a lot of institutional challenges, we'll put it that way.
Yeah. So, it's funny because we made the decision, let's go there and get an investment property. Because they're literally like... It used to, I think it was 1.3 was the median in the city for anything. And we're finding places, so I think the median now is like 900,000.
Yeah, I mean, we have found a nice Victorian for like $1 million. It was a really nice Victorian.
Yeah. So you're saying that's $1 million. Yeah, but I mean, it was, 4 years ago, you would have had to, or 4 or 5 years ago, it would have come on the market at 1.3 and someone would have bought it for 1.5 with multiple offers in a day.
Also consider San Francisco weather is a little more temperate than Las Vegas weather in the summer.
New York City surprises me because the city's trying to make a comeback. But I think there's just there's just a lot of people there, and I think there's not a lot of people trying to go there. They're mostly people trying to leave.
Right. So New York City is kind of a special duck, right? Because you've got the people that are there that are never leaving New York. And then you have the people who are just having a hard time finding a situation that works for them and their families, and they're looking outside of the area. And I think that's part of it. And New York City is interesting because it's not generally a place that attracts people to move into it from a variety of industries. It's a much more of a niche environment, right? They're not coming for the weather. They're coming for, a limited number of specific industries.
Yeah, if they're finance and
arts,
things like that. Okay, yeah. And then, but the other thing, Juan, is these are a lot of expensive cities: Chicago, Boston, Seattle, right? Denver. No, it's expensive to live in these cities, and people want to go sometimes to.
Well, and there are also cities that really didn't do well during the pandemic. The cities that had a lot of difficulty. So you're still dealing with people who maybe wanted to leave during the pandemic, but for whatever reason couldn't, and you're still maybe dealing with some of that exodus.
Yeah, these cities had the strictest local rules. I mean, even California, when they said, "Hey, we're going to get rid of all the COVID restrictions, yada yada," the city of Los Angeles had really strict rules. And then when the court overturned and said, "Hey, you can't make people on planes or airports, whatever," the LA airport tried to say, "Well, we still want you to wear the mask." So like half the people would wear it and half wouldn't in the LAX airport. I was walking in the airport, people were like, there was announcements saying you have to wear the mask, and people were like, "I thought they got rid of that." So, I mean, that's part. I think that when you look, I mean, there's definitely a correlation between how tough these cities were on people during the pandemic.
But, there's more than that, because, Denver, so I'm going to pick on Denver just because I can. Like Denver, if you went to the 16th Street Mall, it used to be a great place to go hang out, and it used to be beautiful, and now it's really struggling. You look at New York City, there's still a lot of struggle going on as far as businesses. So you still see this in these cities, and that's really what struck me about these cities, that people are still leaving versus people coming in, because these are still cities that were struggling really hard during COVID and are continuing to struggle.
Okay. Anyway, this was kind of a short one. We just wanted to show you these. This is completely unscientific. This is like the moving company. Remember we did the one that was like I forgot which, it was National Van Lines or somebody weird like that, remember?
Yeah, I don't remember who it was.
It was it wasn't
It was United Van Lines.
Oh, United Van Lines. United Van Lines. They just did based on where people were taking the trailer and leaving.
Right. But, it doesn't really matter. Even though these are unscientific, kind of like, it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. There's probably some truth to this.
Yeah, no, this clearly we know people are leaving San Francisco. We know that they're leaving New York City. We know they're coming to every one of the cities that was in the Sun Belt. We know people are going there.
Right. So anyway, quick short video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you left us lots of comments, and we like your comments. Even if you don't agree with us, we appreciate them. Please remember to like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get the next great video ASAP. Share the video, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.